welcome back to the channel. Sorry it has been a while if you are a regular subscriber. I'm not trying to do too much at the minute. We've had a lot going on with the house and personally, so I haven't been able to film as much as I would like. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I'm Kelly. I do videos based on everyday life, mainly Disney because I love it, hence the Mickey and the ears, and charity shops, bargain hunting, shopping, anything really. I love it. I just love putting content out there. So today, if you haven't guessed already, based by the ears, the jumper and the background, it is going to be a Disney vlog. Slightly different to my normal ones. This will be a bit more chit-chatty, but it's going to be tips and tricks. So this will be specific for Disneyland Paris. It has been 8 years since I went to Walt Disney World in Florida, and when we went, it was obviously well before COVID. You could park hop, you didn't have to plan an itinerary. I think most of that stuff has disappeared now, but I feel it would be wrong for me to do a tips and tricks video on Florida when it has changed so much since we've last been. So since we went to Paris a couple of months ago, I feel like this is probably the best one for me to do. We had a fantastic time while you're there. If you don't follow me on Instagram, I'll put a link here. I'll put a screenshot of my page up for you because it is filled to the brim with all of pictures from there, some reels, some videos, things like that. I do upload a lot more content to my Instagram because it feels a bit easier to upload than my YouTube, but I am trying to get better with the YouTube channel. So we'll start with the tips and tricks. I know there's going to be a few things that people are waiting for me to cover, so I'll cover travel and also claiming tax back for UK citizens, because now we are out of the EU since Brexit. We can claim tax back on Disney merch, which is fantastic, and everybody loves to save a bit of money. So let's jump straight in. So I just wanted to show you quickly before we jump in this little guy. I found him in a charity shop in Anlaby in Hull, okay? And this is one of the big cancer research superstores, where everything is under £5. So this little guy, look at his hat. I had to. He was £2. £2. And it says on his foot, I don't know if you'll be able to see that, but it says a Disney store exclusive. So I'm not sure when he was made. I'm not sure. Oh, it's got 2008 in there. Maybe that's the date. Does anybody know if that date in there, if that is the date of manufacture? Does anybody know? Oh, I don't know. But I couldn't leave him behind for £2. He's adorable. I've started. So, I mean, we're talking Disney, but this isn't Disneyland tips and tricks. But I just thought I'd bore you all, because who doesn't love being bored about Disney? I have started collecting the Bitty Pops. These are adorable. I really wanted Goofy and Chip and Dale. I was really happy. I have got a couple of duplicates. I'd love to get Donald and Daisy. So I think I'm going to keep an eye out for those. And I also got the Pops. I don't know if you can see them up there. I'll try to get them down. Hang on. So these guys are relatively new to the collection. I got them from the Disney store. I'm hoping you can see them. I know there's a bit of a reflection. I will also put some photos up on the screen so you can see them as well. But I got Mary and Bert pop figures. These are amazing. I saw these on somebody's TikTok, and I love the Jolly Holiday Mary and Bert. I love the whole aesthetic. I love it. So I had to get these. These were being sold on the Disney Store UK, the Shop Disney UK website, that's what it's called. They were about £12. I mean, they're huge. On Funko, they were £25 each. I had to get them. I love them. I absolutely love them. And when we've done So the room I'm currently in at the minute is my office. I wanted a little bit of a Disney setup while it's not being done, because once we've done something at the weekend in the garage. This then will then be a walk-in wardrobe, and we're gonna do everything. We're gonna build it and everything. So then I'm gonna have a display for all my lounge flies and all my pop figures. And I am way too excited to have a full section dedicated to Disney. I cannot wait. Anyway, I've totally sidetracked. So let's get back to tips and tricks, of course. I love it. You can just see a little piece of my face. Oh, it's so cute. Okay, so Disney tip number 1 for Disneyland Paris. The biggest tip I can give anyone is to download the Magipark app. I will put a screenshot in and I'll try and do a screen record of the Magipark app because it is incredible. You can use the Disneyland Paris app normally. So you can use that for all your table reservations. You can use that to check wait times. You can use that to check the timetable for like the parade and things. However, the Magipark app is fantastic. It is spelled Magiparks. It is not the Disneyland Paris official app, but it gives you up-to-date times for all the rides. It also tells you when they're down. It gives you graphs within each ride of wait times during the day, so how they fluctuate. You can also set up on the homepage a list of favourites. So you can go through and select, we did this each day. So we went through and selected which rides we really wanted to do on that day. And we kept an eye on them and did them as and when they were the lowest. You can also set up notifications, which we did for Big Thunder. So what happens when a ride goes down is it goes to a little pause symbol on the Magiparks app. You click through into the ride and you can set notifications. So when the ride comes back up, you're notified on your home screen. You then run. We did it. We got notified that Big Thunder was back up and we got on in 15 minutes because normally Big Thunder is about a 50-minute minimum wait, and we ran across the park to Big Thunder and we were on within 15. So if you're really lucky and you are able to dash when big rides like that come back up, it's so good. It's really worthwhile downloading. But I would say for all of the tips that I've written down, I would say that is the most valuable to your time there. Tip number 2, take a bag into the parks with you and in it include snacks. Disney snacks are lovely. Don't get me wrong. We had a great time having snacks. They are spenny. They are so expensive. So we had, our favourite was the cheesecake pop. The cheesecake pop on its own was about €5, which for the odd snack is fine. And for, say, like me and Mike, there's 2 of us. It's not going to be, expensive if we're just having the odd snack here and there. But when you've got a big family, like I was seeing people in like families of like 6 or 8, and I was like, it must be costing them a fortune. You will not be stopped taking snacks in. I took a tube of Pringles in one day and a big bag of Lay's the other, because when you're in a queue, if you're in a queue for something like Big Thunder that takes so long, you can eat whilst you're in them, and then it saves you time getting snacks elsewhere. So take snacks in with you, because number 1, for the queues, and number 2, they are so expensive within parks and you save so much money. Number 3. Now this applies to, I don't know if this is probably the same in Walt Disney World in Florida actually, and we first found it last year when we went, last year when we went on Minimoon, we went to Paris for a few days, including 2 days at Disney, and then we went on to Rome. Now this tip we could also use in Rome because of the water ducts that come up and you can refill things there. Anyway, so tip number 3, take a water bottle into the park. Take a insulated ones are better because they keep your water cooler. We both took the chili style bottles in with us, and we refilled them throughout the day. Again, Bottled water in the parks and bottled drinks are so expensive. So expensive. They are about, I think bottled water when we were there was about €4 a bottle. That's like £3 for a 500ml small bottle. It's ridiculous. We found, so there's lots of water fountains all over the park. And on the Disneyland Paris app, not the Magic Parks, on the Disneyland Paris app, you can actually search on the map where these are located across the parks. The only one we found that was actually a water bottle refilling station was on Avengers Campus, where you can actually put your bottle under, press a button and it drops in. The water fountains around the parks are more the ones that you press and you put your mouth under. You can still fill the bottles, but they don't get that full. They don't get filled up as quickly or as much. So definitely utilise the one in Avengers Campus, but utilise the Disneyland Paris app so you can see where around the parks they are. It will save you a fortune. I'm losing count, but I think this is tip number 4. Tip number 4, use mobile order on the Disneyland Paris app. So not many people know about mobile order, and I wouldn't have known unless I didn't watch a vlog by Helena and Martin. They go to Disneyland Paris so much. They used to be annual pass holders, and I got most of my tips before going from them. But the mobile order is so good. There are places across Disneyland Paris, the main park and also studios are both in the same place. You basically go on, see where the fast restaurants are. I'll put a screen grab again. We did it for Cafe Hyperion. We literally went into, we did do it for Cafe Hyperion. We did Cafe Hyperion and we did one in the Hollywood Studios. I don't think it's called Hollywood Studios. I think that's in America. Anyway, we did it in the Studios Park on the first day and then Cafe Hyperion on the second day. You go into these restaurants and there's queues, probably 30 to 40 people long. The mobile order, there's no one. You walk up, you give them a number on your phone, you show them your phone, they then print out a receipt, go pick it up, Bob's your uncle, fries your aunt, it's done. It is so quick and easy, and you can pay with your card on your phone. It just makes sense. And when I went in, I just thought after COVID, after the pandemic, when everybody's used to using a QR code on your table, I just thought more people would do it and would want to do it. I can't believe how many people queue for food at Disneyland Paris. Use mobile order, unless you're going for a big meal at like Waltz or something like that. But most places are on mobile order. Use it. Use it well. Tip number 5. I think it's number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. Tip number 5 may sound really stupid, but wear comfy shoes. We were in so much pain and we both had reliable trainers on. Our legs and feet were killing. You do over 20,000 steps a day easy when you're in Disney. If you're not taking like breaks and if you're there for like 2-3 days and you are literally running around doing as many rides as you can like we do, you do thousands and thousands and thousands of steps and your poor little legs just hurt by the end of the day. So wear your comfiest shoes because your feet will love you forever. It sounds silly to say that is one of my tips, but I was walking around seeing people in like sandals, and I mean some sandals are comfy, don't get me wrong, but some people were walking in flip-flops and I was thinking, do you know what? 12-hour days with a bit of rubber running between my toes, no thanks. There was one woman in heels. You're in Disney. You're in Disneyland. Why are you in heels? And I don't mean a nice little heel. Thin as well. I couldn't do it. If you can wear heels around Disney, I take my ears off to you because it's hard. It must be so difficult. Your feet must kill. But I if you can, and you're taking a backpack, I would, and you're not staying on site and you're walking like we did, I would potentially walk there and back in sandals to let your feet breathe, and then wear trainers in the parks. But yeah, wear comfy shoes. Tip number 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Bring a battery pack for your phone. If you... I say this one's a tip and a trick. This one is applicable to anybody who uses their phone a lot, who goes on Instagram, who wants to document it on TikTok. Sorry, I can't speak. If you want to document the whole day on TikTok or for Instagram, if you're vlogging like myself, take a battery pack. It just... if you go from park opening to park closing, you're there well over 12 hours. Park opens at about 8:39, even earlier if you're staying on Disney, and then the fireworks aren't on until about 11. It's a long day. If you want to utilize your phone throughout the day, make sure you take a battery pack. That's just a little tip just from me to you. If you want to do any documentation or anything throughout the day, or even just for nice photos, take a battery pack. Tip number 7, before we get on to the last 2 big ones, bring gadgets for all weathers. In my park bag, I had a bit of everything. So I take my lounge flies, Mike takes a big rucksack. In my lounge flies, I had my battery pack, I had my phone, I had snacks, I had my tripod. I also have been able to cover my ears, but I took an umbrella. When you go to Disneyland Paris, the weather is so unpredictable. We took a brolly, actually, funny story. We took a brolly. It wasn't even working. It broke. We did it the first day, popped it up, it shot off. So take an umbrella, take sunglasses, take sun cream, cater for all weathers, because it can change within a day. In the same day, you can have sun, you can have rain, you can have, if you go in winter, you might even get snow if you're lucky. So just take something for all weathers, because you don't know what it's going to throw at you. Side little tip, if it rains, don't run out the parks, get a poncho. People, when we were there was a massive storm, like rain was coming sideways, it was thundering, lightning, but it cleared the parks, absolutely cleared them. So if that happens when you're there, people seem to not like rain. Go to any of the merchandise shops. We bought ours from the Pinocchio shop. After the Pinocchio ride, we bought ours from in there. Buy a Disneyland Paris poncho. They were €13 each for adult ones. I'm not sure if they're any cheaper for children's. They are reusable. They are super quick drying. You can roll them up, you can fit them in your bag, and then you can put them on again. But we got on some rides that had a queue time generally during the day of about 50 minutes, and we walked on them when there was rain and thunder and lightning. Make sure you get them, because you can appreciate the park so much better when it's quiet. And if people filter out because of the rain, all the restaurants and things and shops are going to be filled. So smash out your rides. Rain doesn't really stop many of the rides at Disneyland Paris because they're indoors. So things like Buzz, Pirates, Pinocchio, Peter Pan. The only ones it can affect, Haunted Mansion's another good one for indoors. The only ones it can affect is things like Big Thunder Mountain, outside, Indiana Jones, outside. But most rides are indoors and the wait times go down. So make sure to cater for all weathers and buy a poncho. The last 2 big tips that I have relate to travel and claiming back tax. I'll cover travel quickly because there's not really much I can say about travel. And then the second one I will do claim back tax, and I will try and talk you through the whole process. So first off, travel. There are obviously many different ways to travel to Disneyland Paris. We flew out of Manchester Airport and landed in Charles de Gaulle. You can get the Eurotunnel, you can get the shuttle, you can drive, There are many, many, many different ways. We've always flown because of our location in the UK. If you live around London area, kind of southern England, I would probably drive. I would say driving and catching the Eurotunnel is probably the cheapest way you will do. The Eurostar train does not now go direct to Disneyland Paris. You have to change at Lille. It used to, it no longer does. So I wouldn't say that is a very valuable option anymore. I'm sure it still is to get to Paris, because you can still get to Calais and you can still go on to Paris. But I wouldn't say it's a very valuable option to go to Disneyland Paris. We purely, as I say, we purely go by plane because of our location in the UK. With us living in York, our nearest is Leeds, but generally the best flights from times and prices is Manchester. So we fly every time. I'll try and cover this as best as possible because it will change depending on when you get there. So when you arrive at Charles de Gaulle, the train station at Charles de Gaulle is where you need to be to get the train directly to Disneyland Paris. Best thing you can do is I was using the Trainline app or Google Maps. If you use either of those, that will give you definite times and platforms to where you need to be. When we got there, we went down into the reception where you buy your tickets and they have all the booths and the little ticket machines, and we asked a Frenchman for some help because we had no idea what we were doing. We knew the train we wanted to be on, we knew what time it left and what platform. We didn't know how to get a ticket for that train. We didn't know how to get there, and we didn't know where that platform was. So we asked a gentleman and he said the ticket machine we were stood at was fine and we could get to Disneyland Paris. However, we would have to change. So we would have had to have got one train for about 20 minutes to one place and then hopped off, got on another train like you do on the London Tube to Disneyland Paris or Marne-la-Vallée, I think it's called. We would have then had to have got a second train to there, which would have taken about another 20 minutes. So overall, about 40 minutes, he said, with wait times. However, he directed us to one of these machines. Now, these machines are slightly different. You can change them to an English language, but basically you want to get a TVG train. We paid, I can't remember how much, about 16 euros each, I think, for a ticket to Disneyland Paris, which seems very expensive for the amount of time we were on the train. But you want to get one of the TVG trains because they take about 10 minutes. You get on at Charles de Gaulle, 10 minutes on a train, you're at Marne-la-Vallée, you're at Disney. You get off the train, you can see Disneyland Paris Hotel and the studios. It's brilliant. You literally arrive there and then. You can buy tickets on the Trainline app. We didn't do it purely because it was our first time getting them. However, we probably would do it again. In terms of platforms, there is two sides. We went to one and the guard said, you're at the wrong one over that side. So people in the train stations are really friendly and helpful. It is a bit messy. I won't lie, it's messy. Travelling was probably the messiest part. Coming back, fine. The train station at Marne-la-Vallée is really well signposted and there's screens everywhere with like Charles de Gaulle and the number platform you need to be. It's really, really, really straightforward at that end. But at Charles de Gaulle end, it is messy. Everything else on the trip is a breeze. It is just the travel that is a bit messy. But that's my tips. Get the TVG train. If you can, book in advance. If not, just use one of the machines that I showed you earlier and you'll be fine. Okay, claiming tax back. I'm going to try and rack my brain because it has been a couple of months since we went. This is why I should have filmed this a lot sooner. So, for any merch you buy in the Disneyland parks, so that's in the village, in the actual shops on site, you can claim tax back. Since the UK and Brexit and all that, we can now claim back any tax that we spend on merchandise. The only things not included are places like Starbucks, Lego. You can't claim that back, unfortunately. Damn. Anyway, Mike was gutted because he saw a big bat cave and he was like, can I claim tax back on that? And I was like, you can't. So anything else, so like ears, tax back, lounge flies, tax back, plushes, tax back, clothing, tax back. All you should do, what we did when we went, the best way to do it, if you buy any merchandise as you are going, when you go to World of Disney and buy a plush, keep your receipt, take a little see-through plastic bag, write Disneyland Paris receipts on it, pop it in there, pop that bag back in your bag. Keep them until the very last day before you go. Now, you have to spend over €100 in merch to claim your tax back. That might seem a lot. It's not. Plushes start at about €20. Lounge flies are about 80. My Spirit jersey was 75. It adds up quickly. Ears, I think, are about 25 euros. So it really adds up quick. Quick. Keep all your receipts. You can, like I say, you have to spend a minimum of €100 for the 3 days, I think. So for every 2 or 3 days you're there, you need to do a different tax refund. I think it was 2 or 3. You'd need to check when you're there. But the best way to do it, like I say, is to keep all your receipts together. What we did, we flew Saturday, had Sunday, Monday, Tuesday in the parks, and then flew back Wednesday. So Tuesday at about tea time, we went over to Disney Fashion in Disney Village. This is by far the quietest place you can do the tax return. Go to Disney Village, there is a circular desk in the middle, and on the circular desk at the back, there is a placard with a QR code. You scan that QR code, it takes you to a website to fill it all in. It's really self-explanatory. The website prompts you with what you need to fill in. We spoke to a gentleman behind the counter who talked us through it, and he literally said, it is so easy, you will be able to do it so quick. And we did. You basically, from the QR code, you go to a website, you fill in all your details. You have to take a picture of your passport, I believe, your photo page. You take a photo of that, you upload pictures of all your receipts. When I say all your receipts, keep your receipt and your card receipt, because you will need to upload both. So you will get 2 receipts per purchase. I'm not sure if it's the same with cash because we used card, but you normally get 2 receipts per purchase. Keep them both, upload photos of both of them. Once you have filled everything in, it works out how much you have spent and then how much you will get back. I think you get about 13% back. So we spent around €200 on merch. We got about 20 odd quid back. Well worth it. That was my ears paid for, not these ones, my aerial ones that I got. We got about 20 quid back, which I know isn't a lot, but it all adds up. If you're going for 4, 5, 6 days and you do 3 different tax claims once every 2 days, that's like a meal. If you get back 60 quid, even if you spend more than what I did, that's like a family meal. So why not claim money back that you are technically entitled to? It is money you have spent. You can claim that back and use it on whatever you like. It makes perfect sense. Like I say, Disney Fashion is the quietest place that we found. The gentleman in there did tell us you can do it at somewhere in studios and somewhere in the Disneyland park, but go to Fashion. Disney Fashion is one of the quietest shops and the easiest to find, and the people in there are lovely. They will help you with it if you need it, but all you really need to do is keep your receipts, keep both receipts, head to Disney Fashion, scan the QR code on the placard on the counter and fill in there. One thing you must do, you fill in this form online, you then get a barcode through via email or text. I can't remember how it came through. I think it was via email, but this you need to scan at your departure location. So whether that's Charles de Gaulle Airport, or if it's a station for the Eurostar, you have to scan this barcode at the tax back. So there'll be different places around the airport for your tax return. You need to scan that in order to validate your tax claim. Otherwise it won't work. If you don't do that bit, you won't get the money. You need to, it's signposted. So when we did it in Charles de Gaulle, it was signposted everywhere, and there was different ones in terminal buildings. The website that you actually do the claiming on tells you where they're located. So take a screenshot of that page. I'm doing that because that's what I do on my phone. I'm so sorry. Take a screenshot of where the locations are and find them when you get there. Allow yourself time to do it, because like I say, if you do all that work and then there isn't enough time when you get there, it's pointless. But yeah, biggest tip, claim your tax back. Free money back. You're welcome. And that's it really. They're the main tips. I'm sure there is probably other tips that you can think of. So a lot of people say in the Disney parks to look up, because you see there's lots of little details around the parks. Another tip, stay where we stay, 10-minute walk to the parks, but so much cheaper than Disney. A lot of people might say their tip is to stay on Disney because you get the extra magic time. But they're my basic Disneyland Paris tips and tricks. So I hope they help. Obviously, please comment if you have any questions. If you have any questions in regards to the claim and the tax, if something I've said isn't clear, please let me know, because I'd love to be able to help you out if I can. If I can help anybody save money, I will be so happy, because I love it. I love saving money. I mean, you've all seen me go charity shopping. I love a bag. So I would love to try and help you save money. If you have any questions on anything, mobile order, Magiparks, anything, please comment below and I will answer. I love interacting with you guys. I love it. Oh, I've just knocked that. Not the most professional. Anyway, yeah, so that is my Disneyland Paris tips and tricks. I'm hoping somewhere in the near future I'll be able to do some more Disney themed tips and tricks. I can't say much because we've got something in plan at the minute. We've not booked yet. We are like this close to booking. We just need to get the time off work approved. That probably gives away too much. Anyway, it is a long haul trip. We are hopefully going to be going for about 2 to 3 weeks. So we will keep you updated. I will do a trip announcement, obviously, once we have that booked with any plans that we have. But I'm not going to say much at the minute because I don't want to ruin anything or tempt fate. But it is in the process of being planned and booked. So hopefully the next vlog or an upcoming vlog will be that kind of announcement. But yeah, that's a very exciting time for us at the minute. So I'm going to wrap the vlog up here. As always, if you're new here, please subscribe and turn on the notifications to the channel so you get all the notifications for any videos that I upload in the future. If you have any questions, like I say, put them in the comments. Any love that you want to send me, I love reading your comments. So I love hearing when people say they're from France, from Switzerland, all over the world, catching me. I don't know how this little wonderful world of YouTube works, but I love it. So please leave me a comment below and I will always interact with you. Like the video, like I say, subscribe to the channel, and if there's anything you want to see, leave a comment below and we'll see what we can do. But we have got some exciting things coming up which I'll hopefully be able to vlog. So yeah, so we'll see you again hopefully in the very near future for some more life vlogs. That's all they are. It's just my life. So we'll see you again soon. Take care.